Consent. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Consent. Consent. It is a noun and verb. Noun meaning. 1. Permission or agreement. 2. Permission, approval, or agreement, sanction, acquiescence. 3. Agreement in sentiment, opinion, a course of action, etc. 4. If you give your consent to something, you give someone permission to do it. Verb meaning. 1. If you consent to something, you agree to do it, or to allow it to be done. 2. To permit, approve, or agree, comply or yield. 3. To agree to something, or to allow someone to do something. 4. To give official permission, or agreement for something to happen. Noun examples. 1. Patients must be informed of the risks of the surgery, and give their informed consent. 2. You can only come on the trip, if you have your parents' written consent. 3. In an adult adoption, both the adopting person, and the adoptee must file written consents. 4. I asked to leave the room, and the teacher gave his consent. 5. Your terms of employment cannot be changed without your consent. 6. Frequently, for smaller contracts, builders do not formally obtain consent. Verb examples. 1. My aunt never married because her father wouldn't consent to her marriage. 2. They would never leave, they declared, until Penelope consented to marry one of them. 3. He consented to the proposal. He asked her permission, and she consented. 4. But she can never entirely master a human soul, not unless you consent to it. 5. Blood samples were obtained for genetic diagnosis, from all consenting participants. Experiment. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Experiment. Experiment. It is a verb. Meaning. 1. An experiment is a scientific test, which is done in order to discover what happens to something in particular conditions. 2. If you experiment with something, or experiment on it, you do a scientific test on it in order to discover what happens to it in particular conditions. 3. An experiment is the trying out of a new idea, or method in order to see what it is like and what effects it has. 4. To experiment means to try out a new idea, or method to see what it is like, and what effects it has. Examples. 1. Scientists are carrying out experiments to test the effectiveness of the new drug. 2. Experimenting on mice can give us an idea of the effect of the disease in humans. 3. They are doing experiments to learn more about the effects of alcohol on the brain. 4. But observing nature, it turned out, was very different from experimenting with nature. 5. So I left the TV sound off, and I sat down at my mood organ, and I experimented. 6. This shows agreement between the theoretical analysis, and the experiment result. 7. Detailed parameter studies of future planned experiments will probably give more insight. 8. To assess the accuracy of these measures, 2 sets of experiments were planned. 9. He believes that students should be encouraged to experiment with bold ideas. 10. Experiments showed that it could greatly increase the growth of the harmful bacteria. 11. He used another experiment to show where the blood goes to once it has left the heart. 12. In the classical conditioning experiment, the 2 stimuli were presented simultaneously. Prevent. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Prevent. Prevent. It is a verb. Meaning. 1. The verb prevent means, to keep something from happening. 2. To stop something from happening, or stop someone from doing something. 3. To prevent something means to ensure that it does not happen. 4. To prevent doing something means to make it impossible for them to do it. Examples. 1. More than likely the correction was to prevent her from being embarrassed. 2. If he was trying to prevent her from escaping, he was doing a poor job of it. 3. If you had been with them, you couldn't have done anything to prevent the accident. 4. The sand lets rainfall drain away from the mound, preventing it from swelling too much. 5. I replaced the bull last year to prevent inbreeding, but I've been pleased with the offspring. 6. There were reports that some people had been prevented from voting in the election. 7. Her diet is supposed to prevent her from vomiting, no food poisoning, no bacteria, no bugs. 8. He doesn't say that it might be made strong enough to prevent a man from skilling at all. 9. Do school-based social skills training programs prevent alcohol use among young people? 10. But I had to prevent it from driving him away completely from the master of the universe. 11. To prevent confusion, Mesoamerican societies created the third calendar, the long count. 12. Only the reinforced ribbing in her suit prevented Holly's leg bones from shattering. Represent. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Represent. Represent. It is a verb. Meaning. 1. To officially speak, or take action for another person, or group of people. 2. If someone such as a lawyer, or a politician represents a person, or group of people, they act on behalf of that person or group. 3. If you represent a person, or group at an official event, you go there on their behalf. 4. To speak, act, or be present officially for another person, or people. 5. To express or complain about something, to a person in authority. 6. To show or describe something, or someone. 7. To be the result of something, or to be something. Examples. 1. The offer has yet to be accepted by the lawyers, representing the victims. 2. The General Secretary may represent the President at official ceremonies. 3. These developments represented a major change in the established order. 4. Both posts were representing the interface between their respective organizations. 5. A friend of the victim was subpoenaed as a witness, by lawyers representing the accused. 6. Having been purposefully sampled, all specialties of community nursing were represented. 7. I really believe that we would get an attorney, and we would represent ourselves. 8. His law firm is representing a dozen of the families involved in that disaster. 9. How could they have questioned the church's authority, which those women represented? 10. A delegation was in Japan last week to represent the industry in high-level trade talks. 11. The firm of Lord, Day and Lord would no longer be representing the New York Times. 12. The work reported in this paper represents the first part of a two-part research project. Resent. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Resent. Resent. It is a verb. Meaning. 1. To resent something is to feel anger, or bitterness toward it. You might resent someone who has treated you poorly. 2. If you resent someone or something, you feel bitter and angry about them. 3. To feel angry because you have been accept someone or something that you do not like. 4. To feel bitter or angry about something, especially because you feel it is unfair. Examples. 1. We resent these insinuations that we are not capable of leading the company forward. 2. They reported it as the reality of their working lives, rather than resenting it. 3. One complication is that employees resent the feeling of being controlled. 4. I never had to do dishes at the children's home, and resented being treated like a servant. 5. I tried not to resent the fact that my friends were all allowed to live in the country. 6. I knew that she had other men, but I resented her mentioning them in my presence. 7. He seemed to resent the intrusion of a human being in such an unfrequented spot. 8. It is an impossible position, and one which the taxpayer is perfectly justified in resenting. 9. About 25% resent other family members, who do not provide any help in the care. 10. I resented his shouting and it irked me, that I could never make him feel my resentment. 11. Many resent the burden of political maturity, that comes with getting their way. 12. But he also resented her efforts to harvest their life together for her own writing. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel, for more videos.